What's up everyone, this is France over here from Nintendo.com, and I usually don't get into topics like this anymore. As many of you guys know, I used to with my old Furious Francis channel and sometimes even on my Player Essence Gaming channel. But after listening to some videos from some of my peers and talking to some people at certain events, I realized that for me to make it in this industry, for me to do what I need to do to be successful, that I can't go down a certain route that I was going. And I decided, personally, along with some help from other people, to stop doing that and to adopt new ways of doing things and becoming more of a journalist and following what a journalist should do. Now, am I perfect? Have I done everything 100% right? Hell no. I have never claimed to do so. I try to follow the journalistic code, the SPJ, as best as I can, especially after the video Zen Gamer did, which I will link in the description below. So I try to do my best, and this whole thing is basically coming out. Why am I making this video? Is because there's two people that I respect the heck out of. There's two guys that I really respect, and that is Level-Headed Gamer and HipHopGamer. I respect both of these guys. I want to talk about that first before I get into the main portion of this. The thing about Level-Headed Gamer is that he really helped me understand things about gaming as far as just getting into the depth of gaming. His opinion on things was excellent. I would post his videos. He would call out certain people when he felt that they needed to be called out. There was a particular video that he did on Michael Pachter that was very good, and that can show that there is bias among a lot of the gaming press, quote unquote, or whatever you want to call where that is, and there is issues, and people should be held to certain standards, especially journalists. Level-Headed Gamer is a great person, and his channel is very entertaining. I think he has the right convictions as far as what he does, what he stands for, and I feel that although he's not an official journalist or anything like that, or he doesn't even really post a lot, I feel that he has plenty of knowledge to give to people. So I'm a big fan of his channel. Now, another person I respect, not necessarily because I like what he says all the time or because I like his channel or what he does, is HipHopGamer. But I respect him because as another black person in this industry, in this gaming press, it's so hard to come by. You don't see them, especially site owners. There's really none, which I'll have another video talking about that, so I don't want to get into it. But I respect him because when I was growing up, when I was younger, well, I guess I'm not growing up, but when I was younger, I saw hip-hop, and while I didn't agree with what he did, I was like, okay, this guy's out there, black guy, he's doing his thing, you know, he's making money off of this industry, you know, and he's showing that black people can be successful on that side. So that was an inspiration to me to help me try to be successful in this industry. Now, if you haven't been following the news, hip-hop and Level-Headed Gamer have went back and forth, and it basically all stemmed off of the whole thing about the Wii U's power and how HipHopGamer claimed that the Wii U is not powerful enough to bring the vision of third-party developers. That's why it's not getting support. That's why you're not seeing games run. That's why certain games don't run as good on there, and you're not seeing that. And that's what HipHopGamer said. So Level-Headed Gamer counterpointed with that by saying, okay, well, you know, how can you sit here and say that it's not envisioning what third parties want, and they're putting all their games on the PS3 and Xbox 360. Now, HipHopGamer kind of countered with that by saying, oh, well, you know, there was like Call of Duty Black Ops and it didn't run as well on the, you know, the Wii U as it did on the 360 and PS3, and he talked to a certain developer, and that developer kind of said, oh, well, it's not powerful enough to run. And it seems like he kind of scooted the whole question of, if the Wii U is not strong enough, why are the games coming to the PS3 and Xbox 360? You know, that was probably the biggest thing. And I don't want to sit here and try to pick sides or to say one person's right or not. But as a journalist, hip-hop, and this is coming from one journalist to another, as a journalist, hip-hop, you can't sit here and go on one side of people who only develop for one system, or people who port over lazy ports Xbox 360 or PS3 games over to the Wii U. You can't sit here and ask these people who are already on one side of the fence and say, oh, well, it's not strong enough. Especially when they're taking these same games and putting them over to PS3 and Xbox 360. It's well documented, and it's fact that the Wii U is indeed stronger than the PS3 and Xbox 360. That is fact, proven by a well-known developer who makes ground-up games for the Wii U, and that's Shin'en. If you're trying to be the world's #1 journalist hip-hop, you need to talk to Shin'en. If you're going to talk about the Wii U's power, if you're going to get all sides of this, you can't just get people who are saying, oh, well, we're not putting it on there because, you know, we can't envision that, or because we already have a certain system, or we already do this. You can't. You have to speak to people who have built games from the ground up for the Wii U, not people who take Xbox 360 code, port it over to Wii U, trying to make as much money with as little effort as possible. You have to talk to people who develop games ground up for the Wii U, and that is very few, but they're out there. But I would say Shin'en would probably be the best developer to talk to because they have technical expertise in all of the systems. They did a fantastic comparison between the Xbox 360 and the Wii U on HD Warriors. That article will be linked in the description below, talking about the differences in what the Wii U offers over the 7th generation, and specifically over the Xbox 360, how developers need to utilize that, otherwise they lose power. Hip-hop, like I said, from one journalist to another, you're not getting the whole story. You're not. You got one side of it and declared it fact, declared it true. You need to talk to other people, okay? And like I said, I don't want to pick sides, and I don't want to sit here and act like I'm perfect, because I already know some idiot or somebody is going to say, oh, well, I have this video of him saying something from my other channels or anything like that. I'm not perfect. 100% I'm not perfect, but I do my best, and I try to follow what I can. And I never sit here and try to deem one thing more powerful or less powerful because this one developer said one thing. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say, well, PS4 destroys Xbox One in power because one developer said that the SRAM or whatever is not good enough. I'm not going to sit here and do that because I don't know the full story. As a journalist, I don't know the full story. I can report on what somebody says, but I'm not going to sit here and make videos trying to proclaim certain things when I'm not a developer and I'm only talking to one person. You have to get all sides, hip-hop. So that's what I would say to you. Many people know I have a video up. I met HipHopGamer at E3. Generally, really nice guy. Really cool guy. I don't agree with what he says a lot of the time, because a lot of the time just seems like whenever he talks about Nintendo, the only thing he wants to talk about is bad news. It seems like I didn't see any coverage of any other thing from him as far as Nintendo goes. So it seems like Nintendo's only brought up when there's something bad to talk about. And otherwise, it's talking about Microsoft and Sony all the time. And then very little Nintendo stuff, which is fine. He covers what he needs to cover. I cover what I need to cover. But at the same time, hip-hop, at the same time, to consider yourself, like you say, the #1 journalist in the industry. You can't sit here and make proclamations and make statements on one side of the fence and not get the other side from the best in the industry, which would be Shin'en. When it comes to technical expertise on the Wii U from third-party developers, from outside companies outside of Nintendo, Shin'en is #1. And the fact that you didn't get their opinion, or you didn't interview them, or you didn't even think about it, I doubt you even know who they are. I'm not sure if anybody can call you the #1 journalist. I'm not sure if I can call you that. I'll say one thing: I respect the hell out of you. I can say that you do a freaking good job. I can say that you earned everything that you've got. Haters, admirers, everything that comes your way. Whatever money you get, whatever deals you get, man, the ambassador role that you got, that's great, bro. Like, that's you. Good job. But at the same time, you have to look at it from both sides as a journalist. You have to look at it from both sides. And, you know, when I make my videos, I do my best to look at it from both sides. I've tried to do that, and I've tried to shift it over. You know, I've tried to shift over and try to make sure I look at it objectively. Obviously, I'm a Nintendo fan. I've always been a Nintendo fan, but I'm also a gaming fan more than anything. That's why I got my PS3 and Xbox 360 sitting right next to my Wii U. I'm a gaming fan first, Nintendo fan is my preference. But at the same time, you know, I'm not going to sit here and make videos bashing the heck out of Microsoft and Sony's systems and saying it just can't realize it without the gamepad. They can't realize the dual screen gameplay, asymmetrical, whatever. I might say that the PS Vita to PS4 is not as good as the Wii U to the Wii U gamepad, but that's because it's documented in fact, and that I'll have research to back that up, like actual 100% fact through tech analysis. I'll never say something like turn it into like a big old huge story, you know, or I'll try not to at least. So I do want to say one more thing, hip hop, and with the whole pertaining to third-party developers say that they can't envision, their games can't be envisioned on Wii U. Let me just tell you something right now in hip hop. Any game can be, at this point, most games can be ported to any HD system. Even if a developer wants to, they can make enough reductions and port it to lesser systems. Will it be as grand? Will the graphics be as good on certain systems than other? No, probably not. But to sit here and say that third-party developers can't have their their visions for their games on the Wii U, yet a host of games that are on the 8th generation are also coming to the 7th generation, that's just false, dude. All of these next-gen games, from Dragon Age, to Call of Duty, to Destiny, to Watch Dogs, Wolfenstein, Thief. Think about all these games. All of these games are across the PS3 to the PS4, the Xbox 360 to the Xbox One. Even if you look at games that are only coming to the PS4, Xbox One, and PC, like Evolve next year, 2K Studios said that they're not 100% sure that that game might not come to the PS3 and Xbox 360, and don't be surprised if that game does come to the PS3 and Xbox 360 because it got delayed. Don't be surprised because 2K even said to themselves, oh, they might think about bringing that game to the PS3 and Xbox 360. They could port it if they felt like it. If it's this next-gen game, why would they even consider porting it to the PS3 and Xbox 360? Because it can be done. A developer can take a game, they can port it to a system and make it run as well as it can for that system that it's on. Plain and simple, dude. It's pretty much, that's fact. You can do that. Resident Evil 5, that engine, Resident Evil. Capcom actually ported that to the 3DS for Mercenaries. Is it as good? No. Does it run as well as Resident Evil 5 on the PS3 and 360? No. But they still took that engine and ported it to the Nintendo 3DS. And got a pretty decent running game on there. Sum all this up, because I've been going on for quite some time. Please, in the future, for both of these guys, both of you guys I respect, I would love to have a conversation with all of us in a Google Plus chat, live broadcast, talk about this, civilized of course. And I would love to bring in Shadow Fox Infinite because he has a ton of tech knowledge. And it would be good to basically talk about these things as adults, as guys that I all respect, which all three of these guys that I just said right there, I respect Levelhead, Hip Hop, and Shadow Fox. I respect all you guys. It would be great if we can all talk about this to clear things up so we're not blowing smoke, as Levelhead would say, to our fans, to the people out there. The truth needs to be heard, and the truth needs to get out there from whether it's both sides, and both sides need to say their story. So I'm sorry that I kind of went on this long about this, but I felt that I had to say something because these are guys that I respect a lot, and I don't like to see this type of dissension, especially between these two guys. And I personally, as a journalist, I have a lot to learn myself, and I still need to get better at doing things, you know. And as you can see, even with this video, it's not even really scripted. I'm just talking, I'm just saying my mind, how I feel. But at the same time, I need to make sure that I'm doing things right too. And I felt that this was right to say this about hip hop because he's not looking at it from all aspects, and he's definitely not doing his journalistic, duty and trying to get both sides of it. You get one person's opinion and you run with it. So I would say at least look at both sides and at least listen to what other people are saying, and maybe get a developer who develops on the Wii U and who knows the Wii U tech in and out and who builds ground up games for the Wii U, and hear what they have to say about the system before you start writing it off as it just being so weak and how it can't run Call of Duty, and stuff like that, which there's answers to all that stuff. If you did talk to Shin'en, they could break it down. As a journalist, that might be something you could look into. But that's what I have to say on the subject. Please keep it civil in the comments, guys. Trolling won't be tolerated. And if you don't watch the video and you just comment, your comment will just be erased. Just letting you guys know right now, because I've been getting a lot of people who don't watch my video and start saying things that I said, or start saying things and I didn't even say that in the video. So please watch it first before you comment, and keep things civilized. I appreciate it. No disrespect to HipHopGamer or Levelhead in the comment section either, guys. Alright, thanks a lot, and we'll see you guys for the next video. Peace.